G'day, David the Melbourne Maker here. Today, we're going to find out which Temu products you should buy. So, in case you hadn't worked it out, today is a sponsored video. However, I've taken no script and it's going to be my honest opinion on each of these items. Temu has been kind enough to send us this package, $150 worth of Temu products. I managed to get, I think, 13. The idea today is to work out A, if they're worthwhile, and B, if you should buy them. I need something to open it with. Hang on, I'll be back. There's also a code down below with once you purchase something, you get $100 worth of Temu credits. I don't know. I don't quite know how it works, so buyer beware. You get one of these products for, I think, $1.70 or something. But yeah, I'll link down below. Yeah, you should get some free stuff, hopefully. And probably a lot of junk emails. Be prepared. So, this is our haul, basically. I went with the theory of simplicity. The less moving parts, the better. So I'm trying to find stuff within the Temu catalog, and they've got a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot. I'm trying to find stuff that's worth the money, basically. All right, so where do we start? I guess we start with the 3-piece silicone glue set. This one, obviously you can get a fair few of these. There's a lot of them around. But about the same price as what you'd normally get for just the brush. The brush has the standard top that you can pull off, but the reason I liked the look of it, actually it feels alright. So it's all silicone, basically you've got a glue tray and a glue spreader. I don't know what you call that, but this is what I'm looking forward to using for my palette slab glue ups, pretty much. So let's just get some glue. All right, so I just want to test basically that the silicone does actually, and I'm hoping that it starts to dry during this whole, I need a bit more maybe. I just want to make sure that it doesn't really stick to the silicone and does start to dry properly and we can peel it off. So we'll chuck that to the side and work that a bit later. But looks all right. I think for $10.98, that's got to be a buy, that one. Next up, sanding pad. I actually thought there were 2 blocks. Maybe there's another one hanging out somewhere. Because when I bought this one, I actually thought it was 2 of them. I've got, actually that's quite comfy. I mean, like everyone does, I've got this one, which I've had for ages. And I thought there were 2, so maybe there's another one hanging out somewhere in one of these packets. But anyway, this one's I like because it's round, so I can do a lot more of the flat top stuff. And I've been actually wanting to get one of these for a while. This one was $6.05, so I mean, you're not breaking the bank, but I mean, it's probably not a bargain either, if I'm honest. It is quite comfy because it's a little bit, like this one's hard plastic, so anyone that's got these, this is much softer. So I don't know how well it's going to last because it is quite spongy, but it's definitely comfy. So for $6, I mean, if you get other stuff, like why not? It's probably not amazing, but it's all right. I've been eyeing this one off. This is a hammer, obviously, in case you didn't realize. I'll tell you what a hammer is. It's actually not a bad weight. So it's a nylon hammer. This one is $13.65. Genuinely, I wasn't expecting a lot on this, but I kind of like the look of it, and it is genuinely what it looked like online. So the weight's all right. The handle's a bit. If you've got small hands like me, the handle's probably good, but I'd say for normal size people, the handle's probably a little bit on the skinny side. But I mean, it's all right, actually. I don't have a nylon hammer, so it's actually something I needed. But for $13 dues, I mean, the finish on the handle's rubbish. If I gave it a bit of sand and used some of my wood butter, that'd be actually really good. But it's a good weight. The weight on it, I was a bit worried it was going to be really light, but they've actually got a bit of weight in there, so that's good. It's all right for $13. I mean, if you went to the big green shed, what would you pay for it? More than that, and it doesn't look terrible. So yeah, that's all right. That's probably acceptable. All right, the heavy one. What's this? Oh, this one. So, okay, so basically what it is it's a sanding tool. I'll show you. So it comes with a whole heap of sanding pads. I'm a little bit disappointed that the sanding pads have been like squished. Goes on all right. So anyway, that goes on like that. I think then this is meant to hold it in place. Let me just. That doesn't quite make sense. It needs some instructions, is what it needs. Really could do with some instructions. So anyway, you can basically use that to then do the inside. You've got two sizes. You've got a big one and a small one. You know how sizes work. I hate sanding. You all know that. I hate sanding. For when we were doing the outside bench restoration, this would have saved me a lot of work. It's something that I like the look of. However, the bad news is coming, folks. This one, $38.65. I just don't know that's worth $38. $39, I don't know. I mean, I'm a tight ass though, so this is rubber as well, so there is a little bit of, I mean, not much give, but like, yeah, I think you'll end up with an okay finish with it. So it'll save me some effort. I'm definitely going to use it 100%. Like it's going in the drawer. I'm keeping it for sure, but I just don't know that it's worth the $38 if I'm completely transparent. Anyway, actually, the glue's starting to look like it's balling, so I need to let it dry properly so I can just tell that it is proper silicone. But while we're on the silicone train, I got this, a silicone stove cover. So you put it on your stove top. I don't know why you'd put it on your stove top, but you can. One of my major problems is that with glue ups, I don't have an assembly table, and I'm too scared to do glue ups on the workbench because I don't want to get glue all over it and ruin the top. So I normally do my glue ups on the table saw outfeed table, which is a bit janky. My idea with this is I can then do glue ups on this and not have to worry about it if I get glue. So I just want to check that that silicone will work right. It's $15 dues. I'll put the exact price somewhere there, maybe. It's there. It's there. I don't know. It'll the exact right, but it's about $15 dues. It's a silicone mat. I mean, it's probably not cheap. I think for glue ups and assembly, it's gonna save me a bit of stress more than anything else. So it's probably actually right. It's about the right size for my workbench as well. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with it. $15, it's all right. Like it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. I looked at the big green shed and I could only find like doormats and stuff like that. Nothing that I really liked. And the thin, like they had rollout ones that were like super thin. And yeah, I just wasn't happy with any of them. So this is actually pretty good. I think we'll check how the glue dries and make sure that it comes off, because if it doesn't come off, it's kind of pointless. Little teeny tiny one. What's in here? I genuinely can't remember what I got. I just went through. It was like a kid in a candy store with $150, and I could buy so many things. What's this? Oh, yeah, here we go. This is something I've needed for ages. So it's a center punch. Yeah, I mean, for $3 dues, you can't go wrong, really. It's fine. Yeah, no, that's for $3. That's a buy. I mean, it's a center punch. What more do you need, really? All right. This is one of the things that I've been wanting for a while. Now, it's like a table saw and router bench height gauge. So My question is how accurate it is. I like the look of it anyway. It's little brass. Oof, the brass is scratched. Okay, what's that worth? $17.59. I mean, it's not a bargain. Let's see how accurate it is, because that's the real thing. If it's proper accurate, then it's worth it. Oh, it is actually pretty bang on. It's out by 0.03 of a millimeter, but I mean, that's probably user error, because the only thing I'd suggest is there's no, like, it'd be nice if it actually locked into place at each 0.1 of a mil, whereas because it's just a run, but I mean, at that point, it's going to be more expensive. So the fact that the brass knob, knob, the fact that the brass knob is scratched annoys me more than you believe. Whoop, I didn't lock the table down. Yeah, it's going to be handy for the table saw for sure. $17 dues. I don't know. Up to you guys. It seems all right though. I mean, how again? My rule of thumb was the least number of moving parts, because then how much can they stuff it up? My worry was that it wasn't going to be accurate, but it actually seems pretty good. So yeah, happy with that actually. All right, what's next? Again, it's like Christmas Day. Oh, here we go. So this is a little sanding kit for a drill press, basically, because I just got a drill press, so I'm buying all the things for the drill press now. Basically, what you do is there's a heap of different sizes. I can't remember how many, but there's quite a few. I'll put a little thing on how many pieces it is, but there's a lot of pieces. Again, not super high quality, surprise, surprise. But anyway, you put the little sanding things on, chuck that in the drill press, drop it down, and you can use it a bit like a sanding wheel, basically. For $3 dues, that's definitely a buy. And I reckon I'll actually use that for like some of the small pieces and stuff as well. Glue is still not dry. All right, next. Lucky I've got so many things, so it can give me time for the glue to dry. Box within a box with some sticks. Okay, I think the sticks might have been a bonus present. Oh, I need to assemble this myself. Right. I guess assembly myself is fine. I can do that. So this was a angled ruler. This was about $10 dues, this one. All right, so the fact that I've had to screw it together myself doesn't give me a whole heap of confidence on the fact it's entirely square. Main reason I got this one is because quite often I'm in this situation where I've got a piece of wood and I need to mark around the corner. So I mean, this gives me a perfect, easy mark around the corner. Helps if I've actually got lead. However, I am concerned about it being fully square. Yeah, it's slightly out. It is actually not quite square. Now that I've like loosened it off and readjusted it, it's still not perfect though. I like the idea of it, and I want to like this piece. I'd need to stuff around, because the problem is the channel is too wide. So I'm not sure with a certain other red brand I'd be needing to muck about. In its defense, this, bang on. That is bang on. The inside square, perfect. So if you just use that bit, it's absolutely perfect. The only problem is this little bit is not quite. Yeah, it's out by half a degree. Anyway, it's okay, but for $10 dues, probably skip. Do these two bits of wood? Oh, I've just worked out these are pencils. It comes with two pencils. There's grey lead in the middle of them. Yeah, still doesn't make it worth it. Okay, so this is shorter than I thought it was. This is my problem though for not actually reading it properly. So this is a miter, like a runner, basically. $10.55. Obviously, when I'm making jigs, I just use wood, but I like the idea of having a proper straight bar for $10. I mean, this actually looks pretty good. It is fully adjustable. It's got the runner underneath that you can remove. So if you don't have the T-bar sort of style under your table saw, you can get these from Timbercon and a few other stores as well, but they are a bit more expensive. I reckon I might actually get some more of these. For $10 dues to get a, and I know that I can make them myself, but like this also will hold the sled on the table saw. So for, in particular, my picture framing sled that is a bit big for my little job site table saw, and it sort of flops about a little bit. If I was using these on it, it'd be perfect because it'd hold it in the track so it wouldn't want to pull out. Yeah, I'm genuinely pretty happy with that. I would give that a thumbs up for sure. For $10 redos, it's got a good weight to it. It feels like, yeah, it's perfect. It's got all the adjustments. Yep, that's a winner on that one. Get yourself some of those for $10 redos. Oh, these. Okay, these are more winners. I can already tell you these are winners. $4.30 for some Dowel center pins. 4 sizes, 2 of each. Anyone that saw my little seat with shoe storage where I first discovered these, and I've been wanting more of them ever since. My only gripe, just looking at these, is they're maybe not quite as spiky as I would hope. The other ones that I've got are quite sharp, whereas these ones are maybe a little bit dull. I'm sure they'll still, let's see. Actually, no, that's still fine. Even in this is a hardwood block just by hand. Yeah, that's actually fine. I'm being too picky. For $4 redos, yeah, that's a winner, those ones. They start getting rid of stuff, so I actually know what I've opened. All right, next. My glue's still not dry. Oh, actually, these ones I was kind of interested about. I don't know how much I'll use these. They're scribing pens. They're like diamond carbon tip. Oh, actually, that works quite well. It's a 2-pack, and I'm going to assume that they're both the same. Oh, actually, no, they're not. So I think one might be a diamond tip, and the other one's a carbon steel, because the tips are actually different. I don't know which is which. I'm not a smart man. So these are, for a 2-pack, $4.45. So that with a hole punch, and you're still well under $10. I mean, you can't go wrong, really. You cannot go wrong with that. I don't know how they do it for that sort of price, with shipping and everything as well. Like, all right, lucky last. I don't remember what's left. Lucky last. Oh, okay, these. So these are my plug hole cutters. You use the plug holes to hide screws. There's 2 types, and I need to probably look up some sort of a YouTube tutorial on why there are 2 types. I'm not going to lie. The sharpening on this is rough. So these plug hole cutting set, you've got the high carbon steel, apparently. I don't know. But there's 4 of each type in different sizes. I couldn't tell you what sizes off the top of my head, but there's 4 of each type. Even visually, I can tell that these are like not great. I'll fill you in on a secret. I actually watched another YouTuber that did review these, and he recommended them. I can tell you right now, these are not good. The bigger ones are okay, I think, but these 2 small ones, the teeth aren't straight. I'll put a close up on, but yeah, these teeth are not actually straight, so you're not going to get a good cut with these, disappointingly. These ones are straight, but they're sharpened terribly. Yeah, they're rough as, like super rough. These ones would probably be fine because they are on site, like round, but the sharpening job on these, it looks like they've been I don't know. There's something gone wrong with that production process, and they haven't been picked up and put aside. So yeah, they're good value for if they were good, because they're just under $11 redos. But yeah, nah. To get these four all with absolute rough as guts sharpening, and then 2 out of the 4 of these type to be not straight teeth, nah. You could probably get them to work, but I'll test them. But they do not look good to my eyes. So nah. Sadly, we've ended on a bad note, but it's still not dried, unfortunately, so I can't give you a proper thing. But I can see it's beading, so it's starting to bead up, which means that it will just flake off. I probably put too much on there. Same with this one, it's starting to bead. Yeah, actually, it is already starting to dry and like just come off. So yeah, these are worth it. I'm gonna really enjoy using this for doing my big glue ups, because doing it with a little brush is kind of annoying. Yes, this is also beading, so that's already starting to like, yeah, that comes off perfect. So that's actually a good little find.